What's approaching the supreme moment, reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead.
What's good? So we're going to continue on with Super Battle Road. This is going to be the Super Tech stage, and I'm bringing the Resurrected Warriors team since I did get a request about that last week when I posted the video on Movie Boss's team versus the Super Agility types on Super Battle Road. So since I finally maxed out the Super Intelligence Perfect Cell and also unlocked the bottom right path for my LR Metal Cooler army, I figured we'll try this out and see how it goes. I also did bring in the Demigra unit just because his passive has a high chance to stun the attacked enemy, so I thought about either bringing him or the Demon King Piccolo. Piccolo is also pretty good because of the 25% reduction to attack for all enemies, but I ended up going with Demigra instead just to see how effective that stunning ability is with this passive, so hopefully it helps out. But yeah, finally got this guy with the bottom right path unlocked, doing pretty well. Obviously do want to link him up with the Meta Cooler unit, but at the same time it's really going to depend on the amount of attacks coming on certain slots, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to risk it if I don't need to. Plus my Meta Cooler is also still SA level 1 with no potential level skills done. I'm kind of holding off on that for the time being. I did manage to pick up a dupe the other day summoning, but probably going to get a couple more copies off the Witch Strip item before the deadline, and I'm debating if I want to just keep him at, get him to 90% or actually max him out to rainbow status. But either way, I'm definitely going to be unlocking the top left and bottom right path for him, and he'll be a great linking partner for the Meta Cooler army. I did opt to bring in the Kid Buu as well, just because the ability to put out a pretty decent amount of damage even though there's no dupe paths for him. Plus he's also able to recover 12% in HP with the super attack, so definitely does help out in terms of minimizing the items used. And I will say this, after going through the category-based Battle Road stages, this type-specific Battle Road stages seem a lot easier now. For some reason, it really puts it in perspective as to the newly added stages, how much more difficult they actually are. So once I get the Meta Cooler to, either max SA and rainbow status, he's going to be a very good unit. I'm debating on what to go with the potential level skills, maybe additional attack and evasion. I'm still debating on that, but I want every single one of these guys to super, but unfortunately I'm not going to be able to. I still want to get that HP recovery from Kid Buu, so for this rotation I just went ahead and prioritized his SA. Plus, he was pretty much dead anyway. So definitely a lot easier than the category-based versions. Because I've been going through the past couple days doing those, and then kind of switched over because, like I said, a couple people commented wanting to see the Resurrected Warriors setup on the Super Tech stage. So, kind of transitioned over. I am going to put Meta Cooler at the very end, and hopefully I can stun the Gohan unit with the Demigra unit, and then that'll make things a little bit easier. And we'll go ahead and pummel Goku with the other two units. Hopefully they provide a decent amount of damage. My Angel Golden Frieza does not have any dupes either, so my friend's version is obviously 100% or close to 100%, but this guy isn't. And this guy does decent. The increase to attack and defense really depends on, the higher the HP, the higher the output will be. I think the max cap is like 90%. So, the more HP you got, definitely the better it is. But in these cases, you can't always have full HP, So that's the only drawback to that. So although Demigra did stun Gohan, it's only for the active turn. So like the next turn right now, he's no longer stunned. So I mean, there are periods where they'll remain stunned even for the next round, but there are going to be periods where they're not going to be stunned the next round. So that's something to also, you know, keep in mind. But as long as, you know, the damage is limited by stunning, I'm all for it, you know. So that's kind of why I brought him in, and I haven't really tested that guy on a battle road, so I figured it'd be a good occasion for it. Now, Perfect Cell can defend pretty well with this setup. And you'll see here against Gohan. So about 13,000 in damage. I mean, that's really not bad. I ended up giving this guy level 15 for criticals and then some toward additional attack. Just kind of wanted this guy to hit as much as he could. That's really the focus for me on this guy. So in this case, it looked like it really depends on, you know, Mellow and Angel Golden Frieza. Both of them have pretty good defense. However, since HP is closer to full HP, I'm gonna go ahead and put him up front, and then hopefully this will finish off Gohan. So he does have the ability to super with the additional attacks, but in terms of the frequency, it seems to be less than more. That's probably the best way to explain it. And obviously, the more work done on the potential system, you know, his potential additional attacks becoming super is going to become much more relevant. So once I unlock the top left path, I think he'll be much better. So it should be able to go ahead and finish off Gohan here and move on to the next battle. And honestly, for those wondering, I maxed out the Perfect Cell just because he's one of my favorite units in the game. Like, in terms of, you know, overall card design, I mean, it's not really as, you know, because of how powerful he is. It's like I said in the other video, once the dupe system became available, pretty much had my mindset on maxing out Perfect Cell when I was able to. So finally accomplished that goal, and he's actually pretty good. The attack increase of 40% and defense as well. They definitely do play a factor in Battle Road, and he can certainly help out. As you can see, like, the damage he takes can be minimal, so he certainly helps with this setup. So it looks like I will be able to get Dokkan mode here, and Kid Buu definitely does have the higher damage output, so we're just gonna go ahead and prioritize him. Plus, I want him to, you know, be able to recover 12% in HP, so I'll pretty much give him the Dokkan mode, even though he's taken a lot more in damage. So took care of Vegeta real fast, so definitely does help. And we just have the Super Trunks unit, and I think by the next round he should be fine. Hopefully, he might be able to get stunned, maybe not. Looks like it didn't, so we'll just finish off with the Friends Angel Golden Frieza since he's 100%. Pretty much he's gonna get KO'd, I think. Well, he still had a little HP left over. So 2 million in output, definitely probably the highest I've seen so far. So when he's set up, you know, on a good rotation, the guy can definitely hit pretty hard. So I know it's technically not really free to play because you have to clear Battlefield, but yeah, I mean, if you're able to get him, he's definitely a good unit. Plus, he's an extreme type lead with the 70% setup, so Definitely not a bad unit. It's just a matter of saving up the battlefield points or gems or whatever it's called in order to get them. I think it costs 150,000 points just for one copy. So fortunately, I had a lot saved over and I was able to get my second copy. So this is when things kind of suck, is because, yeah, I mean, I'm not able to get a super attack with both units. Looking back on it in hindsight, I think I should have probably put Metacooler up front to defend and then allow the Angel Golden Frieza to get the SA, because the Friends versions is 100%, but I figured with the additional attacks with this guy, maybe he could KO one of the units, but unfortunately that wasn't the case, and as you can see, he can defend pretty well. And Goten didn't get stunned from Demigra either. So a lot of attacks coming up front, so I'm going to put Perfect Cell up front. Even though I'm not going to be able to get a super attack, it's fine as long as the Kid Buu is able to. And we'll just go ahead and knock out one at a time. Get rid of the Goku first, and then move on to, Gohan and Goten. I probably didn't necessarily need this, but I kind of wanted to use the item to recover HP and increase or decrease damage taken, because the Metacooler, I feel like he's going to take a pretty good amount of damage coming up at the third slot. So it's all about mitigating risk in Battle Road, really. Yeah, so he took about 50,000. So without the reduction, he probably would have took about 100,000 in damage. So it definitely would have hurt. So my Angel Golden Frieza isn't 100%, so I'm not going to prioritize his SA. I'd rather do that for the Metacooler army and also the Friends version, since they'll be able to hit for a lot more. Alright, so took care of the Goku unit, and pretty good, yeah, so pretty good reduction there from the Friends version. Barely took any damage on that one, certainly helps. And just slowly getting through it. We'll go ahead and recover the HP and also increase the attack by 25%. I mean, that's what these items are for. It's meant to be used to minimize risk. Gonna go ahead and try and stun Gohan. Hopefully that's the case. That's gonna minimize damage even further. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Kid Buu is gonna be able to get his SA. You probably notice how cautious I'm actually playing this, because yeah, I'm like really trying to minimize the risk. At this point, it's just all about getting through it. It's not a matter of how little in items I can use to clear it. It's more or less if this team can clear it or not. And it's probably a good idea I went ahead and spent that item, because Gohan did super there. Alright, so Gohan is taken care of. One more unit left. So Golden Frieza definitely does have the better defense here, and we're just going to go ahead and put him up first, and then hopefully a lot of damage can be done, and then Demigra can actually come through and stun Goten. It's probably a good idea I put him up there, since Goten did super there. So a couple of more super attacks and should be good. I think Kid Boost should have enough output to where he can pretty much annihilate Goten, so we should be good. And Metacooler is going to be able to super attack as well, so 1.4 million in potential should be enough to get rid of this guy. Yep. So that is pretty much the Resurrected Warriors team setup in the Super Tech stage. So hopefully you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.